Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time of the day this video may find you. Thank you so much for returning to my channel, or if you are a new viewer, welcome. Thank you so much, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I'd like for you to become a part of my family. Got a lot of interesting things that I talk about here on the channel, but it's all to heal people, help people find a better way of doing life other than what's being given to us. So with that said, I'm going to jump on into what this video topic is about. So I was kind of all trying to figure the title of this, okay? And I'll figure it out at the end, whatever. But what I want to really talk about is men asked for it, and now they got it. They got it, and it's at the expense of their lives, the lives of the women that they were in relationships with, and their children. They asked for it and they got it. So what do I mean by that? Not that I'm saying that everything that happens in society is wholeheartedly the man's fault, because the woman has her own mind, her own discretions, her own choices, you know. But I will say this, we have to understand the whole thing about setting the stage, okay? Setting the stage, and once the stage has been set, what are the outcomes, okay? What's the outcome after you've set the stage, and then what's the outcome? So, I'm saying this to say, there's a lot of questions about relationships now, and why they're so toxic, and why they're not surviving, and what happened to the women, and, you know, why the men is, you know, there's not really been a lot of talk about what's going on with the men, because a lot of the things that's going on with the men is been going on with the men, and the excuse is they're men. I've watched many of channels of videos where the guys would say, well, they're a man, we're gonna be a man, you know. So they're just throwing it out there that a man is going to be toxic, they're going to be cheaters, they're going to be liars, they're going to be manipulators, they're going to be authority abusers, and that's just what a man is. Okay? Now, what I would like for men to do is to think about all those things that I just said, and you as a woman, how you would perceive that. How do you look at that? Like what I just said. Like, and if you need to go back and just look at what I just said, that we're a man. That's what a man do. Then I want you to think about centuries and decades and centuries of women having to deal with that, and the stories of that being told by the ancestors, the female ancestors to the other females, and then also the witnessing of this whole thing, what the woman is going through, dealing with a man with that, saying that this is what a man is. A man cheats, he lies, he manipulates, he deceives, he abuses his authority. A woman that deals with that. And we, a lot of it, in the black community, we term those as, like, say, big mamas, right? So can you imagine decades and centuries of this going on? The black woman has been neglected, abused, and abandoned since she set foot on this land of the United States of America. She has. She was raped and beaten by the slave masters. Her husband, even if she had one, could not protect her. Her children were taken away from her. Of course, the men were going through these things too, but the difference is the woman was left with the burden of the family. She was left with holding down the family. Once, if they take her husband and sell him off, or whatever it is that was going on, she was held down with the burden of dealing with it all. Always have. We just got to be honest. And even though slaves were emancipated and we had the civil rights movement and everything, men were free to not mistreat and abandon their wives. And they still did it. They still did it. Because one of the things that America does not want to talk about is, even though slavery ended, there was no rehabilitation. There was none. You hear a lot of people talk about reparations for African Americans. Well, I don't think that money would actually fix anything. Excuse me. Money has always been something that, money is just going to make you a bigger whatever you are, If you're a fool and you get a lot of money, you just going to be a bigger fool. If you're a crackhead and you get a lot of money, you're going to be able to smoke you a lot of crack, But the thing that I think that's most important is counseling. Not just from anybody, because, some of the counselors out there, no. So, but that didn't happen. So the same mindset is there. The same mindset is there. That it's okay to create a family and leave them and then go on to the next one. And the women, they aren't any better. They just, even though they know a man, he could have done horrible to his previous mate, take them on anyways. Take them on right in the midst of it. Actually, a lot of them will be mistresses, sleeping with the man while he's married, with his family, with his kids and everything. Don't care, So, what I'm saying is, the standards that men have set for a woman's part, in a relationship. I saw a video earlier where this guy was, seemed to be pretty smart, older guy. But the first thing he went to in terms of what it is that a woman's supposed to be was cleaning a house. And he was saying that the modern women, the women today, they're not wife material because they don't know how to clean the house. Mind you, a woman should know how to clean up. She should. But a man should too. Okay? One thing that they don't want to talk about now is women are working. Okay? What men are wanting to happen is for women to do the same thing that their ancestors did and still work, help bring in the bacon. Even 50-50. They want the woman, I know, I've lived this, to bring in the money, pay half of the bills, mentor the children, help the children with their homework, go on the field trips, be in all the little booster clubs and everything, and the Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts and the whatever it is that the kids need. If they're having problems with school, cook, clean, they want the woman to do all that and pay half of the bills. Tell me how that makes sense. Tell me why you don't understand why women are not excited about being in a relationship like that. Tell me, don't get me wrong, I am very, very disappointed with what's going on in our society and how women are portraying themselves out there. I'll talk about that on another video, but class has definitely left the door. But what I'm saying is, these women of today, they have seen their moms, their grandmoms, their aunties, their great grandmoms, their friends' moms, their neighbors work themselves to a frantic, trying to be there for everyone, and then the man still do her dirty and low down. The man will still leave her, go mess around with her cousins, her mama, her friends, her this, which, you know, that's a Jezebel woman. I got that. But the man, you are the one that is in that relationship with that woman. You're supposed to shut that down. Okay? But you don't value the woman. That's what the problem is. You don't value her. She values you and do everything she can to support you. And then you turn around and try to treat her like crap. Even this whole thing where men blow up and women start gaining weight and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, people should try to be healthy. But men don't understand. We carry whole babies. We carry whole babies. Whether that weight comes on after we have the children, or it either start coming on like during premenopause or menopause or something like that. Look, our bodies is way more complicated than a man's body. And y'all will talk about us, but we're not talking about when y'all get older and you're drawing up. Yeah. When you're drawing up skinny and frail, we're not doing that. But you talking about the woman. You putting her down. You worrying her to death. She got all kind of health problems because of dealing with you. Has had to try to raise you all over again. And you don't want to be raised though. And she really don't want to do it. But she's just doing it because she's trying to help you because your mom didn't do it. Your mom didn't do it. And you didn't find your own way. So she's trying to be a good woman and help you. And you're looking at it as she's your enemy. Look, people, we have to be honest about what actually happens here. Don't get me wrong. I know some scandalous women. Okay? I know them. And some of them are that way because what they have seen, the stuff that I just talked about. And the men, you're that way because what you're seeing, what you've seen with your grandpas and uncles and the men in the neighborhood and everything and the stars and all that. What they're saying is okay. But here's the thing. What does God have to say about all of that? You're all making that choice to decide whether you're going to follow the crowds and the masses, or you're going to choose to follow what God says you should be. That's what it just boils down to. That's what it boils down to. But listen, I'm just so sick of all this stuff. I am so sick of this, with men like this and women like this, whatever. Look, we're humans. Okay? You do have a role as the male in the relationship, and the woman has a role in the relationship. But our role is not just stuck around our duties, like and cleaning up the house and things like that. Like, what about the mental part of it? What about you being there for each other? Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to be most important. I can tell you that. As someone that actually has a health condition that actually came about in my 30s, honey, I'm telling you now, you worried about how fine somebody is, how much money they got, and just their status in society and all that and everything. At the end of the day, something happened to you later on in life. Is she going to be there for you? Is he going to be there for you? Are they going to be there through the good and the bad with you? And I don't mean the bad, meaning you intentionally putting harm and pain on your spouse and expecting them to stay there in that for their entire life. So anyways, I know I raised my voice a little bit here, and I'm sorry. I'm really not fussing, but, you know, I'm just so tired of it. I'm so sick and tired of all of this opinions about, and it's all geared around the desires of humans. We're our worst enemy, what's inside of us. This is why God tells us to give up what is ours to receive what is his. We should never take on our own opinion that's not checked by God's word. Has it helped us yet? Back decades ago, I know I was hearing this thing where you had counselors that were advising people that was so-called having issues in their marriage with sex to go out and get other people. That's what's going to fix you. Go out and you have sex with other people. Y'all bring a third party in. Y'all do this wife swap and all this stuff. And that's what's going to help fix your marriage. How many of those marriages lasted? How many of those marriages you think lasted? How many ended in somebody's being unalived? How many? They weren't happy stories. No, they're not happy stories. So, anyways, I just wanted to just do this video here to just hopefully people can actually, instead of getting offended because you feel like, oh my gosh, she's talking about me, just listen to what I'm saying. Just listen to what I'm saying. Go back. If you feel like you was offended by something I said, rewind it back and just listen and just see if there's any truth to it. Just see. I'm doing this because we just got a lot. We're just talking. Just talking, saying the same stuff, the same things, just different ways. Different ways. Same thing, different ways. And as we're saying it, the world is getting more messed up. Relationships is getting more messed up. We got more divorces. More people just having babies and not even getting married. I mean, it's just a mess. So the only way that we're going to actually fix this thing, I mean, you know, for me, I'm doing this for the younger generation. Okay? Because for me, I don't even know if I'm interested in even, you know, being in a relationship anymore. And it has nothing to do with, oh, my ex broke me so bad. That has nothing to do with it. It's just what society is now, the norm for society now. I just don't know if I know that there's somebody out there somewhere, but I think that it's so scarce that I probably won't be able to run across somebody that actually qualifies. I'm just sorry. I know you're probably looking at like, what she mean? Look how she look. Yeah. It's somebody that looks better than me. Somebody that's got more money than me. Somebody whatever. I know who I am. Okay? And when you know who you are, you know your value, you don't worry about all that. I don't care about what you think I don't deserve. I know what I deserve, okay? And for the rest of y'all, you better find out who you are in Christ. And then you will be as confident too and know who you are. And you will reject all of this stuff too. Yeah. That's men and women. That's men and women. So anyways, I hope this video is helpful. I made it a little bit longer than I wanted to, but I just felt so I needed to do this video here. It's just been getting on my nerves. It's the same thing. We're just saying the same stuff and same wrong stuff. I mean, good intentions with some of people. I think it's very, very good intentions with some people, but it's just wrong. It's still you looking at your human side, what your human side feel about it. So anyways, I hope this helps someone. I really, really do. And listen, I'll see you on the next video. Bye.